All right, in today's lecture, we're going to talk about project settings and DWG or DXF import in FrameCAD Detailer. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure we have FrameCAD Detailer open. It's this little one here with a D. I'm going to start a new file. So I'm going to go to File New, or I can click on this little icon here. I'm not going to save my progress on that project. First thing I want you all to do is give this a save as. So find a good place to put it. I'm going to go to OCC 2025, Spring, FrameCAD Studio 1 and 2, Studio 2. We're going to call this one today's date. This is assignment 19, so I'll just put A19, project settings, and DWG import. Actually, A19 two-story house. There we go. Click on save. All right. Next thing we want to do, we're going to navigate to the edit drop-down menu. We're going to go to options, go to our general tab. You want to make sure that your units are set to imperial. This is super important. If you had just finished setting up your machine and frame types, you may have had metric on. Metric is great for when you're setting up your machine and all of your tolerances and clearances and tool measurements and lengths and offsets. But when it comes to doing an actual project in FrameCAD Detailer, especially here in America, we're going to want to use imperial. I'm going to leave my precision set to 1/32 and hit OK. Next thing we'll do is I'm going to come over here to my project tree. I'm going to right click my project tree, click on properties. I'm going to give this project a name. We're going to call it two-story house. The client name will be OCC, job number. You can give it whatever number you want. I'm just going to give it 001. And down here at the bottom, you're going to want to put your name. And revision, I'm going to leave it at 0. Hit OK, and it should update here in your project tree. Next thing you want to do is, with your project highlighted or selected, you want to click on this new icon here, New Plan. Okay, notice the screen change here. This is our plan modeling environment space. I'm going to click on New. I'm going to right click it. I'm going to go to Properties. I'm going to change the properties of this new plan. I'm going to call it Lower Wall Frames. This will be the floor plan modeling environment for where I model my first floor walls. Please make sure your elevation is set to 0, and then click on OK. Next thing I'll do is click Add New Plan, right click that new plan. We're going to call this one Upper Wall Frames. Super important. Your elevation is not 0. This is representative of the second story walls. So if I look back at the handout I've given you all, here's our first floor plan, our second floor plan. Here are some elevations. If I zoom into my elevations, I can see some notes. Lower wall frames are 8 feet tall. Upper wall frames are 8 feet tall. There is a floor system in between the two. That floor system is 1 foot 2 thick or high. Therefore, my second floor starts right here, which is at 9 foot 2 inches. So I'm going to go back right here for elevation, 9 foot 2 inches. Hit OK. Perfect. Now comes the import. File, import. We're going to want to choose DXF to lines. A DXF is a drawing interchange or drawing exchange file. I think it's called. It's an AutoCAD file, basically. So DWG, DXF, those terms or those file types are typically used interchangeably in architecture. So we're going to bring in the floor plan that was given to us by the architect or sometimes the engineer. So click on that. All right. This is a dialog box. It's the DXF import dialog box. I want you to go to File, Open, and I want you to navigate to where I have it saved. I have it saved here in fall 2024 when I first created this file. Okay, exercise files. All right. This one right here, 250424, two-story house DXF. Select that. Okay, and you'll get this. Okay, these are all just CAD lines, CAD drawings for this project. This is kind of what you would get from an engineer. I want to zoom in to this area here, and you're going to want to make a selection window around this floor plan. To do that, I got my cursor right here. I'm going to click once and hold and drag my cursor all the way over here. I want to make a rectangle, and I want that boundary to be larger than the floor plan itself. Okay, don't come in too tight. Don't try to come in right here, because you're without the right skills, you're going to miss something. Okay, do it from way over here. Now don't go too far out. Don't do this, right? Because then you're going to select lines from this title block here, right? Just like that. And that's not what we want. Don't make it too big, but zoom in, give yourself some room. Feel free to maximize this window to give you more viewing space. Zoom into this floor plan, and I'm way over here. I'm going to make a huge selection window, not touching any part of the title block, only making sure to fully encompass the floor plan. Okay, go ahead and let go of your cursor. Make sure your selection method is this rectangle here. Make sure your import scale is set to 25.4. What is 25.4? That is the conversion scale factor from millimeters to inches. Okay. Once you have everything selected, go ahead and click Import. Okay. I'm going to restore this dialog box, and if I look behind me, you can see your floor plan. So maybe don't maximize this window, because then you miss out on that magic. I'm going to undo this. I'm going to delete all this. And I'm going to do that again. File, Import, DXF to lines. You know, it's really nice to maximize this dialog box, but if I just make it smaller, not too big, all right, and do something like this, and make my selection window again using this rectangle, select this whole area, import, and in the background you can see my floor plan plop into place. Okay, go ahead and close this dialog box. So as you can see, we have our CAD drawing here. We lose all the colors, but that's okay. These things are representative of window openings. Whenever you see these swings like that, that usually represents a door or a double door. These little things are slider closet panels that kind of slide between themselves. This one does too. Okay. Next thing I want you to do is you're going to, so I've got my floor plan here. The next thing that's super important that I want to make sure you do, oops, look at that. I made a little mistake here. I'm going to delete this. Select on your lower wall frames. I'm going to go to File, Import, DXF to lines. We're going to go to File, Open, and find our DXF file that I've provided you. And then hit Open. And the next thing we're going to do is zoom in to your floor plan, and you want to make a large selection window that fully encompasses that floor plan. Don't make it too big where you're selecting the title block. Don't make it too tight and small where you're going to miss out on some lines. We need all that line work there. So make a large selection window just this big. Okay, make sure you use this rectangular selection method. Make sure your import scale is set to 25.4. That's the scale factor for converting from millimeters to inches. Okay. Once you've got everything selected, go ahead and hit Import. and you'll notice it pop into your modeling environment in the background. So I'm going to close this. Next thing that's important to do is we're going to make another big large selection window going from left to right. We want to fully encompass this CAD drawing, right? So I'm going to make my window too large. I'm going to make it bigger than the actual floor plan. Okay, we're going to type in the move command. The base point for the move command will be this bottom left corner. So find your endpoint. If you are not seeing this little red square, this little snap to the endpoint, make sure you have this snap end on. I also have intersection on, and I also have near on. We're looking for the end, so make sure you can see this little red square right there. Okay, go ahead and click on that. That'll be your base point. Your displacement point, where we're moving this to, is 0, 0. Enter. Okay. If you want to zoom out quickly, double click on your middle wheel button, and that'll zoom out to full extent. We've successfully imported this lower wall frame floor plan in the lower wall frame plan. And we've also moved it from this bottom left corner to the origin. And the next thing we're going to want to do is go to our upper wall frames, File, Import DXF to Lines. We already have that DXF file here. It remembers it from the last time we used it just a few minutes ago. Go ahead and zoom in, find your second floor plan, which is this one right here, our upper wall frames. Make a large selection window to fully encompass, to fully encompass the drawing, but not the title block. Make sure your scale is set properly and click on Import. It should appear in the background of this dialog box. Close this box. Okay. This time we want to move this drawing from this bottom corner, bottom left corner. Okay. This represents the walls below, right? And then we have the actual walls on the second story just sitting right here in the middle of the house. So you're going to make a large selection window to fully encompass this whole floor plan. I'm going to type in move. My base point will be this bottom left corner here. My displacement point, 0, 0, enter. Okay, double click on your middle wheel button to zoom full extents. And now we have both of these plans, both oriented so that the bottom left corners of each plan is at 0, 0. And that's how we'll be able to synchronize where our walls go in 3D. Okay, make sure you screenshot each one of these frames and submit it for the assignment. Thank you.